Hi, welcome to my craft room, and I have created a card to go with this flour and covered bread that I have done in my last two videos. So let's just take a look at what I've used. The Not Quite Navy is the base card, and then from our Brights collection I've chose the red polka dot, and our top layer will be the Whisper White. And there's all the dimensions for you. Now don't let this frighten you. I hope I broke it down so it's easy for you. The 11/16, if you're confused by that, just remember it is one mark before 3/4. And then here's the blue panel, and those are our long panels. And now here on the left side, these are all the same. It's 3/4 by 9/16, and they are done in the red, yellow, and green. And now let's take a look at the right side. Okay, and these again are the same, 3/4 by 1 inch. I just love this new chevron embossing folder, and it matches this design in this designer series paper. And these two little pieces that I'm putting in there, I turned those around before I put them through my Big Shot, so they're all going in the same direction. And isn't this gorgeous, the delicate designer folder? I'm going to line up this strip right along that scallop. And this comes in a set of 2. And I like my embossing to be really show, to have a real depth to it. So I do mine on tab 1. Some people do it without any tabs. Okay, here is the first piece, and this is our right side. And I'm going to show you a little trick to make this easier. Instead of trying to match those up on the white panel, if you put them together first, it's so much easier. Take a little bit of Scotch tape and just adhere those together. Now I'm putting my snail, so I'll have it all ready to put onto that white panel. Did you know that we sew grid paper? It makes it so much easier, and I've gone 3 little blocks up from the cut edge, and each block represents 1/4 inch, and so that would be 3/4 of an inch if you don't have the grid paper. But you can purchase this, and it's wonderful to work on. Really helps. Now, if you're looking at that and saying, Carol, those are not all the same length, you're right. I had that little green piece, and I know it'll work because I know that our verse will cover that. Okay, so now let's adhere this. I am wild about this Summer Smooches designer series paper, but there's a whole line of fabric and all kinds of goodies. And if you go to page 80 through 81 in our catalog, you'll be able to really see the vibrance of the colors. Now I'm putting my snail on the back and getting that ready to adhere on. Okay, and this is going to my red panel. And I'm just butting that right up with that side. And you can see that the long pieces extend down to the edge of my red panel. Now let's do the left side. So just repeat that same process. Butt those up, take a little bit of tape, and adhere them. It's just that simple. You want to make sure that the one side is perfectly even, because that's the side you're going to butt up to those long strips. Even if the other side's a little off, it doesn't matter. You'll see in just a second. So I'm checking it to make sure they're not adhered down as of yet. Take your ruler, and you want to line it up with the edge of that white panel. Take your lead pencil and go down that, and now let's just trim off the excess. And I'm going to try it to make sure I've got it just perfect before I add my adhesive. So we'll snail that down, and wow, our card's half finished. What do you think, girls? You like it? I am so into these framelits, and this is one of our new ones, the window frames in our holiday catalog. And if you count from the inside, that's the second one. Wordplay is a great set to work with. I want you to see that I had that framelit down on my cardstock in advance so that I know positioning where to stamp that. and removable tape. If you girls haven't purchased this yet, it's something that will help you so much in working with these little framelits. It just takes a very little bit of the tape and you are absolutely sure of success each and every time. And that goes on the very top of your multi-purpose platform, and that would be tab 2. But still always sandwich. And then we are ready to put it through our Big Shot. Remove that out of there very gently because we want it to stay in that framelit. And did I tell you that you can reuse this tape 2 or 3 times, in fact? Okay, keep that all together, and I'm going to show you a neat little trick. Get your ink back out, not quite navy, and a scrap of paper and your sponge dauber. Really important that when you ink that up that you, first of all, you want to get the bulk of that ink off onto your scrap paper so that you have just a nice uniform color going around that edgelet. And what that framelit is doing is it's working as a mass. It's going to leave you a nice little border. And you can see I'm being kind of heavy with it down here at the bottom, the color I really came in with it. And wait till you see. Look at the white border it gives you. You like it? Okay, let's add our dimensionals to the back of this and set that aside while we put our snail on the back of our panel. And you can see I'm checking to make sure I've got that on there right. I've made that mistake too many times where I've got the front going upside down. Okay, so remove those little tabs off the back. And I'm not quite centering this. It's just a little bit below that. And I like to use the glue dots to adhere 3-dimensional items on. They're really strong and they hold really well. And I'm putting about 4, maybe 5 on there because that brad had a really big shank. And this is just a scrap of the smooch, and this is from the Itsy Bitsy Shape punch pack, and with this you get 3 punches, and this is the little circle, and I had that dimensions on the front so you could see it. Punch those out, and before I added the 2-way glue, I put just a tiny bit of Crystal Effects right where that little blue dot is and let it dry, and then I used the 2-way glue pen to adhere that on. What do you think, girls? I hope this has inspired you to get creative. Until next time, thank you so very much.